Hello my friends and welcome back to EVE Online with me Mark from Dadex, and today we're going to have a little look at how to find these here eggs. I've just got one, I've just got the key. They're very easy to find, you just need to use the D-scan. The reason I felt the need to make this video, even if it's a couple of days into the event, is because I'm still finding a lot of sites where the first room has been run by somebody, I guess, who hasn't got a key. And that's great for me because I've got a clear first room. I can go in. The jackdaw in the second room is very easy to deal with, even in my little incursus. But it's not good for you guys. I don't want you wasting your time. So here's how you find the keys to get into the second room. You do need to check that on your overview settings. You do have irregular capsules checked under the entities section. Otherwise they will not show up on your overview or your D-scan. So do check that. I know certainly last year when the hunt was on, that wasn't pre-selected. So do check that one is there, or you will be completely wasting your time. Anyway, let's talk about the D-scan. To open the D-scan, you press Alt-D. And then down here on the D-scan window, you can adjust the angle of the D-scan with the lower slider here and the range of the D-scan with the upper slider here. Bear in mind the D-scan will display whatever is selected on your current overview tab. The other thing to remember is that the maximum range of the D-scan is 14.3 AU. I am sure all systems are bigger than that, so you need to warp to somewhere that's further than 14.3 AU after you've done some D-scanning and check over there. And you may need to find maybe a third or a fourth point in a system, depending on its size, just to make sure you have D-scanned the whole thing. So I'm in a different system now. I've got my D-scan set to maximum for the angle and the range. And I'm finding no capsule on the D-scan at present. So I'm just going to go over to somewhere over 14.3 AU away, in this case an asteroid belt, and do a D-scan from over there, see what I find. So for this purpose, we only need to stick to the very basic use and functions of the D-scan. For a more detailed look, I'm going to link a video up below, and I'll link it at the end as well, how to use it both for hunting and for defense. And if you're thinking, well, I'm never going to hunt, you're much harder to hunt if you know how you're being hunted. D-scan is the most important tool in the game. Anyway, we now have a capsule on our D-scan. I've used the range slider to figure out it's between 5 and 10 AU away, so I'm going to look at those signatures here on the Warp To tab. I'm going to put the angle down to 5 degrees, and I'm going to click on each of these signatures, press C to move the D-scan to there, and press V to scan. And I'm looking for the capsule to pop up on the D-scan. The reason that we're on the Warp To tab is because these capsules usually spawn at planets and moons. They can spawn on asteroid belts and they can spawn near structures. They will show up on the D-scan anyway because all of those things are selected. So now we've found the capsule and a selection of signatures, and because we're already at 5 degrees, we're going to need to warp over to those signatures and take a reading from over there. Because of where we were positioned and the angle that we were scanning, we're not going to get a more accurate pinpointed location from there. So get in amongst those signatures and then scan from here. We'll repeat the process just in turn. You can even do it whilst you're moving, although you will get an accurate reading sometimes. But there you go, just through the signatures. Press C to move the view over to there and press V to scan. And when we find the capsule, we'll warp to that signature. There we are. We can do it from the overview or we can do it straight from the D-scan. Right click on a D-scan object, and if you can, it will allow you to warp to it from there. So we're going to go over here and we're going to get ourselves a nice juicy capsule. And do bear in mind that capsules can and will just warp off right in front of your eyes even when they're on grid with you. So if you want to get a tackle on them once you're on grid, feel free. Although it is rare, but they can, they can just disappear from your D-scan. And unless they're replaced by a wreck, then they probably just warped off somewhere else in the system. So move and have another look as I showed you. So just lock the capsule up. We're looking at the capsule now, not my ship. Lock him up, shoot him, and inside just loot him like you would any other wreck. You will find the key to the hunt site. And it's as simple as that, really, my friend. If you want more detail on the use of the D-scan, do check out the video I've linked. And if all you want to know is how to find the eggs and you're not worried about the giveaway and you're not worried about my little adventures so far, then I'll say goodbye now. That's all you need to know. Get out there, find yourself a key, get involved in the hunt. But maybe leave it a like before you go if it has been useful. Take care, fly brave. Let's have a look at this month's skin for the giveaway. It's this very, very handsome kestrel skin, and I think the scope's indication the skin looks really particularly handsome on this little ship. They're currently worth about $500 million, so even if you don't fly kestrels, you might want to get one and sell it. Anyway, on screen now are the winners of last week's giveaway, and if you want a chance to win one of these magnificent skins, then leave us a comment down below with your in-game name in the comment. Let us know, have you had a go at the hunt, how you getting on, how's the loot, how are you finding it, what ships you're using. If you've not had a go yet, have you been waiting for somebody to tell you how to find the bloody keys? Anyway, let us know down below. Good luck, back to the hunt. So I've been out in an incursus which I was using last year quite successfully to run these sites. The problem is it's got quite low DPS, so the spawns are stacking. It's getting a bit much. Here I've run out of cap boosters. This is the second hunt site that I tried to run. I'm in low sec. I've run out of cap boosters. I've got to take down the guys that have actually got a point on me before I can go away. So I'm trying to get those sorted out as quickly as possible so I can make my excuses and leave. And this is one of those situations where you just got to kind of hold your nerve and hope you can get the tackle off you and get out before you do go down. So we're tanking pretty well. Overheating my reps, of course. This is the time to be doing it. I've got the tackle off me. I am warping out. And look at my overview. Just as I warp out, a Kikimora, piloted by one of those friendly local chaps from Plough, was joining me on grid, so maybe Eve Karma worked in my advantage there. But luckily for me, I went back, repaired my ship, came back to the site. Our friend had cleared the first room and left me the loot, so that was nice. Thank you, Kikimora. Now, once you've gone out and found yourself a key, if you're lucky enough to find a site with the first room cleared, check the loot of the drone for a loot drop. That could be quite handy. This second room here, there's some towers and a jackdaw. I'm finding them pretty easy going. I primary the status weatherfire tower, I ignore the rest. Once the web tower is off me, I just go for the jackdaw. And it has been proving successful even in my little incursus. Now I do think that the way this is a little bit low on DPS, this ship, it is having trouble getting through the first room, certainly in one go, and you don't really want to be leaving sites half done because somebody else can nip in there or you might lose your ship. I think destroyers are going to be the way forward. I've got a little bit more free time now. I've had a quite busy weekend, including my daughter's 30th birthday party, and when you're old enough to have a daughter with a 30th birthday, then recovering from the party is a long and arduous journey. There's about 33 mil in loot in that jackdaw, but because I'm still full of cap boosters, because that first room was cleared, I've run out of space in my little cargo hold, so I'm going to jettison some bits and pieces, grab the better stuff, and come back and get the rest. I think that's the best thing to do. Just remember to bookmark. And as you can see, I'm kind of ignoring the towers that are still there. And although I'm getting a bit neutered out over time, damage-wise, there's nothing to worry about. I'm just sat right here doing nothing. And I found about 8 sites with the first room already done. As soon as I find a nice, clean, complete site run through, I shall bring that to you in a video. I think destroyers are going to be the way to go for these alphas. The DPS, unless I get in a faction ship, Daredevil, compared to the Incursus, I'm sure would deal with the first room beautifully. This is me going back and getting the rest of my loot again, completely ignoring the towers. Take care of yourselves, my friends. Have fun. Leave me a like if you have enjoyed this video. Leave a comment down below with your in-game name if you want a chance to win a kestrel skin. Subscribe if you want to know when the next video is out. Look after yourselves and each other. Remember, even is believing, fly brave. And for now, my friends, goodbye.